The Royal Rumble 2026 is just over a week away. Of course, this year being held in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, now being advertised one of the biggest Royal Rumbles of all time as we start the road to WrestleMania 42. So today, in this video, I give you my predicted Royal Rumble winners for both the men and the women in their respective matches, of course. So if you enjoy this video, it's going to be an asked to record. Always remember to smash that and subscribe button to the Flippin' channel, and let's get into this one. So let's kick off with the women's. And I think can be an obvious choice for some, but can be quite an outside choice. I've gone Bianca Belair. Of course, 2025 was not a good year for her. She won the Elimination Chamber, of course, back in February. Went on to WrestleMania. Sorry, it was March, the Elimination Chamber. Went on to WrestleMania and lost at WrestleMania for the first time ever in her career, to Io Sky and Rhea Ripley in the main event. Or not the main event, for the kickoff of Night 2 for the Women's World Championship. She then didn't show up till July for Evolution, which is, of course, in the all-exclusive Women's PLE, which she was a special guest referee for Jade Cargill vs. Naomi in Extreme Rules, which, of course, she was there for. She didn't really have a lot of talk in that feud up until, March time. And then she was just not in the picture for 2025, not show up one more time in 2025, and that was it for her. Her year was done back in July, which is only the 7th month out of the 12 months, of course. So it was quite an inconsistent year for Bianca Belair. Nothing could get going for her, which is why I think 2026 is going to be a big year. I think the Blue brand, SmackDown, is losing a lot of their big women. Of course, having to call up Jordynne Grace from NXT and immediately push her into the world title scene. Of course, going else for Chelsea Green, Alexa Bliss, etc. I think they're missing that big women's wrestler that can come in and maybe take the title off Jade Cargill, being the big champion, and get back on top. And that is why Bianca Belair is the perfect choice. Of course, she's been former Raw Women's Champion and SmackDown Women's Champion. Of course, winning the WWE Women's Championship back at SummerSlam in 2023, but then getting cashed in on by Io Sky. So she only had about a 3-minute reign with the title. But it looks like she's going to compete for the title again this year. Oh, I do think. I think she returns in the Royal Rumble, of course, in Saudi Arabia, which will be one of the biggest Rumbles of all time, or as that is being advertised. I think she comes out like Charlotte Flair did last year, at maybe 27 or 28, coming out to a big pop from the crowd, and then just going on a rampage, and then getting to maybe Liv Morgan or Alexa Bliss, or, you never know, as the final two, and getting that big elimination. And Jade Cargill doesn't think that Bianca Belair will challenge her. There was a tension, of course, between the Naomi and Jade Cargill feud between Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. But I think it looked like Bianca Belair's going to choose the women's champion, of course, being Stephanie Vaquer. But that doesn't happen. She turns around and goes, Jade, I'm picking you. Me and you at WrestleMania 42 for the WWE Women's Championship, which Bianca Belair will eventually beat Jade Cargill at WrestleMania to win the Women's Championship and have another decently long reign, possibly until SummerSlam, maybe beyond SummerSlam. It could be a lot of opportunities. But I think 2025 was probably Bianca Belair's worst year in her career. She won the Elimination Chamber, which was really big. But after that, she didn't really do anything. Lost at WrestleMania, didn't compete, not competed since WrestleMania. Was at Evolution for the Women's All PLE, was a special guest referee, done nothing, and then didn't come back. Didn't get involved in any storyline where she could have got involved in that Jade Cargill vs. Naomi, possibly setting up Bianca Belair vs. Naomi in the future. We could have got Bianca Belair vs. Jade Cargill the minute Jade Cargill won the title, but she wasn't there. So we've missed out on a lot of opportunities, but I think WWE are keeping her a bit secretive so she can come back, make a big appearance, and then go on to win the Rumble, of course. So there's a lot of things they're doing with Bianca Belair right now behind the scenes, I think. And I think 2026 is going to be a big year for her, and I think that kicks off immediately by her winning the 2026 Royal Rumble. And for the men's, even if he doesn't really show up, I still think the OTC, TC1, Roman Reigns will win the 2026 Royal Rumble, becoming another man to win 2 Royal Rumbles in his career. Of course, we've not seen him since the end of November at Survivor Series War Games, where he competed with the likes of CM Punk, Cody Rhodes against The Vision. But I think this time round, Roman Reigns' year, it is his year to win a world title. I really think there's a chance. There's a lot of rumours coming up recently that him and Triple H have had a little bit of problems backstage as Roman Reigns pitched the idea of Cody Rhodes being heel and him being face off at WrestleMania in a trilogy match for the Undisputed WWE Championship. Of course, plans have changed right now with Drew McIntyre winning the Undisputed Championship on SmackDown a couple of weeks ago. So Roman Reigns' WrestleMania plans could be completely shifted. But I still think he'll win the Royal Rumble. Reasons why. I wouldn't mind seeing Roman Reigns versus CM Punk at WrestleMania for the World Heavyweight Championship. It'd still be a Night 1 easy main event, possibly a Night 2 main event. And it would have made that title so much more relevant having them two caliber of wrestlers in the picture. Possibly, we could get Roman Drew once again for the Undisputed Championship. Them two have a lot of history, like at Clash at the Castle 2022, when Roman Reigns was the Tribal Chief, being the Undisputed Universal Champion, where Drew McIntyre got cost by Solo Sikoa, of course. and they've been down the line. Or maybe Cody Rhodes wins the championship back before WrestleMania and takes the title off Drew McIntyre like the Elimination Chamber or something. Cody could either win the Chamber to face Drew and Roman goes to face Punk, or Cody wins the title at the Chamber against Drew. And then Cody can still face Roman at WrestleMania, which could be very, very interesting. There's a lot of ways they go with this, But I think this could be the time Roman wins it. He hinted on the Raw back in mid-November that them titles would look so much better on my shoulder to both Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. He didn't specify what title it'd be, but he hinted that there's going to be a title involved. And CM Punk said, well, what title are you talking about? And he said, that's for you to figure out. So Roman Reigns has set his highs on the Undisputed Championship. And you're probably thinking, you just went from both titles to the Undisputed title. Let me explain. Survivor Series, when, of course, CM Punk got pinned by Bron Breakker, Roman Reigns shook the hand of CM Punk and showed him respect, but did not do the same for Cody Rhodes and said, I'm never teaming you again. The next time I see you in a ring, it's going to be for that title. And Cody Rhodes agreed. But now a lot of things have shifted. With Cody Rhodes not being champion anymore and Drew McIntyre being champion. When do we see Cody Roman free? Really don't know. But there's still a lot of possibilities they could go Roman Reigns to WrestleMania. Possibly, like I said, with Roman Drew, Roman Punk. There's so many ways they could do it. But I still think Roman wins the 2026 Royal Rumble. I think he has to win it. I think it would be the last chance he gets to the Rumble, in my opinion. Of course, last year he came up short, getting eliminated by CM Punk in Indianapolis. But in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, I think he's going to get a big pop if he enters the Rumble match. Of course, if he enters, there's a lot of problems with him with Triple H backstage. But I think he needs to win the Rumble. He's still the star man of WWE, and I think WWE have to pull the trigger. Let him win the Rumble. Maybe let him win the world title at WrestleMania. Let him hold it till SummerSlam at least. Maybe hand him a SummerSlam loss. Or maybe if they really, really want to do it and Roman's going to be consistent, let him hold the title to WrestleMania 43 so he could possibly get a dream match. Roman Rock for the Undisputed title or the World Heavyweight Championship. Possibly the Undisputed Championship if Roman's going to hold it that long. Possibly we get Roman Rock finally at WrestleMania 43 being Rock's retirement match where Roman can still be champion and then lose it maybe after like a year and a half if they want to have him hold it that long. So there's a lot of possibilities they could go. But what do you lot think? Of course, for WrestleMania 42, I think Bianca Belair will win the women's Royal Rumble, and your OTC, Roman Reigns, will walk out of Riyadh, Saudi Arabia as your 2026 men's Royal Rumble winner for the second time in his career. So drop your comments down below, and who do you think will win the Rumble? Because I want to hear them. But thank you for watching the video. It has been nice to record. Always remember, smash the like and subscribe button to the Flipping channel, and I'll see you little day faces soon. Goodbye, guys.